Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're highlighting soundtracks that bring our solo gaming experiences to life.
You're not here to give me my medication?
No, but I am here to ease your pain.
But before we get into it, we publish new content all week long. So be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Super Mario Galaxy. Nintendo never skimps on, well, anything when it comes to Mario, and that goes doubly for the music. For Super Mario Galaxy, a symphony orchestra was used for the first time, which ended up making all the difference. In every one of its pristine levels, Mahito Yokota and the absolute treasure that is Koji Kondo delivered tracks that completely encapsulated the wonder of space. The score jumps from momentous grandeur to quiet awe and everything in between, with every single note bringing delight as Mario explores the deep unknown. It never loses that fun, bouncy quality that Mario's music is known for either, being an excellent bridge between the past and the future. Grim Fandango.
That's the best package I could find for you.
Now you see why I give all the good clients to Domino!
If you haven't played the classic PC adventure Grim Fandango, boy, are you missing out. The tale of corruption and greed in the afterlife is paired with wonderful writing and humor, as well as a dynamite soundtrack from Peter McConnell. Because the game and its themes are so heavily inspired by Hispanic culture and seedy noir stories, the music not only follows suit, but uplifts everything else. There are blaring horns and woodwinds throughout that punctuate Manny Calavera's descent in the land of the dead. But crucially, just as there are many powerful, energetic big band tracks, there are also quiet pieces of tension as the layers of the story are pulled back.
You know, sweetheart, if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Nobody knows what's gonna happen at the end of the line, so you might as well enjoy the trip.
Shadow of the Colossus. There are many elements of Shadow of the Colossus that have made it stand the test of time. Kawatani's score is just as vital a piece of the puzzle as everything else. Every colossi that you must hunt down comes with music that impresses the importance of the situation. And somehow, Otani managed to inject every piece with awe, suspense, beauty, and sadness. It's honestly one of the most dynamic orchestral scores of any video game. Not only was it cinematic in a period where the argument for games as art was beginning to materialize, but it helped turn every fight into a standout moment. The music is partially why this game is so beloved to this day. Hades.
To think Olympus has been aiding you. You must be so grateful to them for their aid, without which none of this would have been possible.
Darren Korb is a powerhouse of talent. In addition to voicing Zagreus, the main character of Hades, he also composed its purebred, awesome soundtrack. Korb used traditional Greek instruments, fitting with the mythology that developer Supergiant Games was adapting, but he blended them with heavy metal distortion to match the addictive, quick-paced gameplay. It doesn't matter who you're fighting against. The music fills you with energy and makes you want to keep brawling. In a game built on dying repeatedly, that's the best you could hope for. Plus, each piece is so fantastic that you never get sick of it, no matter how many times you attempt to escape the underworld.
Did you happen to know, my kin, that you have slain more than 100 foes since you began your quest? You have, for I am keeping count, and I am most impressed.
God of War.
Long way from home, aren't you?
What do you want?
Oh, you already know the answer to that.
Just as Darren Korb used traditional Greek instruments in his score for Hades, Bear McCreary studied Viking folk music and utilized Nordic instruments for his score on God of War. Needless to say, that effort paid off. Sure, it was still cinematic with passionate string arrangements to give it that grander feel, but McCreary's use of culturally appropriate instruments as well as vocals made the music much stronger. More importantly, this was a score that fully fit with Kratos' new position in life. It held moments of heartache and regret, as well as a new leitmotif for Kratos that was at times foreboding and at others heroic and redemptive.
And she'll help. She might do worth a try.
But if she fails, he will be dead.
He tortures me, you know.
Celeste. There are plenty of indie soundtracks inspired by retro stylings of old, but few manage to pack as much heart into them as Celeste. As Madeline continues to climb the mystical mountain, Lena Raine's score captivates you, making you feel the palpable sense of tension in the main character's struggle while also being infectiously catchy. It pairs remarkably well with her journey, not only in a sense of level design, but at what point she is narratively. Raine's score captures the wide range of emotions that come with Madeline's trek. At some points it's hopeful, at others it's completely despondent, and when it reaches its climax, it encompasses a grand perseverance. That's on top of just having some great synth-heavy hooks. The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Since it is a series renowned for its music, there had to be an entry from Zelda somewhere on here. Personally, I'm going with The Wind Waker. I feel I'm not alone here though, since there are multiple fan-favorite themes that players still celebrate today. From the cherished Dragon Roost Island theme to the grandiose music that accompanies the Great Sea, every piece of music here is genuinely fantastic. Series mainstay Koji Kondo worked with Toru Minegishi, Kenta Nagata, and Hajime Wakai to create a new era for the franchise's music. Certain Celtic inspirations lend a playful jauntiness to their tunes, ensuring they stay playing on a loop in your head. The music encompasses the joy of exploration and adventure, from the high seas to the deepest, darkest of dungeons. Undertale. Another retro-inspired tour de force, the music for Undertale is one in a long list of elements that the game is celebrated for. Toby Fox may have taken inspiration from 16-bit classics, but his music transcends what came before it. While the themes for each area are certainly memorable, the soundtrack's true strengths lie in combat. The writing and mechanics are definitely unique, but the music that accompanies each character and enemy makes them stick in your mind just as strongly, if not more so. Whether you're fighting the tragic Asriel, the hilarious Papyrus, the steadfast Asgore, or Muffet with her pet Spider Muffin, you can be sure you'll be distracted by an absolute banger. Red Dead Redemption 2.
My old house. The house my grandfather built. It's all dilapidated and destroyed. Repossessed by the bank.
Man, 2018 was a fantastic year for games and their soundtracks. On top of the sweeping epicness of God of War and the heartfelt nostalgia-induced Celeste, we got Red Dead Redemption 2. Woody Jackson returned from the first game and delivered a score that wholly immersed us in the Old West, showing an adeptness for instruments of the time period. Through every chase across the landscape and every tense firefight, we felt we had been transported into an old Hollywood Western. Plus, it's pretty cool knowing that certain tracks adapt to match your decisions throughout the story. That's not to mention a collection of vocal tracks produced by Daniel Lanois that featured collaborations with the likes of Willie Nelson and Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age.
I would have easily left you here to rot if Charles hadn't stopped me.
I don't believe a word of that, Arthur.
Get him out of here.
Persona 5.
I'm responsible for this case, yet I'm not even being allowed an interrogation?
Everything about Persona 5 is dripping in cool, and nowhere is that more true than with its music. Influenced by acid jazz and rock, composer Shoji Meguro delivered a soundtrack so unbelievably stylish, fans have been gushing about it ever since. This is evident even in its instrumental tracks, but the reason it is still so popular is because of Lin Inayazumi, who lends her vocals to multiple songs. These are the best of the best, as her silky smooth voice perfectly pairs with each composition. Whether you're running errands around Tokyo, bringing down corrupt adults, or fighting a literal god, every moment in Persona 5 is enhanced by its music.
Now's our chance to strike! Persona! Go!
Of course, there are plenty of excellent single-player soundtracks out there, so head to the comments and let us know what games you think have the best tunes.